June and Robin Lovelock visit Tony Wale in Llandybie. We start with us leaving the campsite at That was Paul, and we were about to make another call to Tony Wale, but he came over to say everything okay, and they got other people coming in to the spot at 12 o'clock because we have to get out by 12. So obviously that takes priority now, and then we'll give Tony a call because that take a bit of time. We're about to set off with June navigating. No sat nav this is, and we've got that on, not to look at it, but really if we want to check what other people can see, anybody, and well, that's it, isn't it? We're heading for a campsite,
yep,
which is near Tony Wale, and we're going off this way. Can't come in, it's no problem.
Okay, it's rolling.
Yeah. Okay. And we're off. Woo, I think.
Alright.
This is the bearing left. Look, I'm sure whether we turn left, but
yeah,
this is correct.
Follow the major road.
And at some stage we'll go over the river.
Yeah.
See that we're coming down into the valley. Yeah, nice cracked up. That's the
river.
River.
River should be there. Yeah. That's the postman. Ah,
Yeah,
yes, there's the river.
I can see it well.
Yeah, right.
That's right. And this is this Newcastle, Emlyn?
The other side of the river.
Other
Yes.
side of the river. Right, so
Yeah.
be careful here.
Okay.
Good.
Yeah. And we're following signs for Carmarthen now, so
Right,
that's
so we're going over the
right.
river?
Yes, going over the river.
So we're going right here,
Yeah.
down the roundabout, but
Yeah.
easy to do it that way.
Oh,
Over the
it's a
top of
bit
it.
narrow.
Careful with the lady.
Yeah. Right. Yes. Nice bit of river.
Lovely. That is nice, isn't it?
Yeah.
This is nice.
Yeah.
Look.
Yeah.
E-bistro. That looks... Bistro sounds a bit Italian, but it's got E white.
Yeah.
Chloe suggested we can park here rather than in the showroom. I went into the shop on the corner and spoke to Claire, who was the proprietor, and ended up dragging June back in, and June bought a few things, including nice stuff to eat tonight and for her to cook. And it turns out Claire's husband is another Robin. Isn't she lucky? It looks as though June has managed to navigate us there without any sat-nav at all. And now very carefully we're going to get out and check what that sign says. Oh. Braywood Farm campsite. The question is, which way is it? Ah, it's the arrow is hiding it, so it's down. It's that way. Perhaps we should clear the arrow for them. There, I've cleared the brambles away, so the arrow is signed, and it's up this way. So back into the car. Come on, into the camp. Right, how much are we going to charge them for clearing the brambles off the sign?
Camping and fishing.
Yeah.
There you are with the fish outside. Yeah.
Or is it a different one?
Yeah. Listed site. That's the one.
This one?
Yeah.
Whoops. Silly me. Whoops.
It does say vacancies up there, and you can go fishing if you want.
Oh, sounds good. You never know. Might be popular with Tony.
entrance for fishing. So, fishing.
Go straight on.
CCTV.
Smile along CCTV.
TV.
So are you. I
presume you follow it round.
Follow it round. Is it still rolling?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's fine.
Yeah.
These are probably campers, so usually common sense.
There's the lakes.
Don't film it, does it?
Yeah.
Right.
Oh.
Oh.
Yep.
Hello there.
Hello.
How you doing?
Yeah, good.
You're a proprietor, are you?
I am indeed.
That's
yeah.
brilliant. Yes, this one's Ace. Hello, Ace. This is a camera. Hello. Right, and we're just hooking up. And it was Pat, who's the proprietor here. Yes, that's it. Let's have a look round. And there's some fishing just a few yards away over here. But the main fishing lake is down over that way. Might check that out later. And he said there's a nice walk up the top there. That's right, isn't it? You're going to help us. Don't go chewing through the cables. If there's any doubt of where we were, it's just here. In the field near that little pond, but the bigger pond down past the campers. Looks like we'd have to check that out, won't we? This is the lovely lake near the site, and one of the guys over there mentioned they'd heard of, well, seen Tony and Bonnie fishing here. Of course, he passed away, what is it now, 3 years ago. And anybody wants a day permit, simple enough procedure. You can ring Pat, probably the guy that showed us in. So, well, fantastic spot. So, I could try a bit of fishing, couldn't I, dear?
Yes, you could do.
Yeah, I could do.
But you'd need to get some more fishing rods and stuff.
Yes, that's right. Well, that's a good idea. Well, I've got them at home, haven't I?
Have you?
Yes, didn't throw them away. Right, I'll give Tony a ring, I think. Hello, Ace. Hello. Right, we're going off to meet my old friend Tony Wale down in the village. You're going to be using sat-nav for that to make sure. Yeah, you can come in if you want to. And don't know what time we'll get back, but shouldn't be a problem. Is it rolling?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. Yeah.
We're on our way to Llandybie, is it? The village?
Yes.
Where Tony
Yeah.
Wale lives. And not sure I can remember the address, but June's got the sat nav on now, so we're cheating. That's okay.
Right.
Coming down into the town, you see there, on the other side. Great big antennas on the other side. Getting more interesting. Says got to turn right, or very carefully.
Yeah.
That looks okay.
Okay. Yeah.
So is that still rolling?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, the sat nav should say, shouldn't it?
Yeah.
So this is Google Maps sat nav, yeah?
Yes.
This is probably going over, would that be a river or a railway? Right away, but look at
Yeah.
it. See a church directly ahead. Got no idea what might come up, doesn't matter.
It's turning left, but a little bit further yet.
Turning left somewhere.
Yeah.
Presumably
Not yet.
he'd give us a bit of warning.
Yeah.
Not here.
0.2. No, 0.2 of a mile.
So not this spot.
Not this one.
Right.
In 300 yards, turn left.
Not that one.
No.
Could be this one.
It could be this one.
Turn left.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
Then
the one.
you will arrive at your destination.
Parky Lane. Yeah,
Yeah.
number 4. Was it?
Number 4. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, good that.
You have arrived.
11.
Number 4. Number
11,
12.
12.
Number 11. Right, so they go down. It'll be easy.
Yeah.
10.
It should be on this side, just down here.
Well,
I
I don't
think.
know. These are on the same side, yeah. These are going down here on the same side.
Not see the numbers.
It's there we go.
Okay.
I'll turn around out there, huh? Yeah.
Show your
Oh.
yeah.
Yeah.
Come on,
different.
come on.
The newsletter. Oh, I get a lot of stuff about that. Whoops.
Put them all in there.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh, we know. You've got other better stuff to show you. Yeah, with the camper. Look, I'll show you in. Right, but the main thing is, yeah, you take the camera. Right. Right. So,
Right then.
as everybody knows, yeah,
Right.
right.
Take.
Tony and me. I'm a bit taller than him.
We
but,
go.
but it's-
Yeah, let me stand on the wall. There's Richard.
no, but we've been good mates for a long time.
Long
haven't we, Tony?
time. I told
Yeah.
Richard, haven't
Yeah.
seen you for over 20 years.
Yeah, it must be. Yeah. Yeah. Right. Okay, that'll do then.
Yeah.
Right.
There's Richard. And the beautiful scenery
Yes.
from the. Because they've got the camera and they've got the what's
Oh,
the name?
drone.
The drones.
Yeah.
Oh yes, that's
the
it.
scenes in North Wales.
Yeah.
Fantastic scenes.
Yeah.
And I know it well because I did
Yeah.
my army outward bound up there at
Yeah.
Trosfinid, which is near Barmouth,
Right.
and so on.
So
Yeah.
you say there's a round Britain cycle race on at the
Yes,
moment.
it's finishing in Aberdeen in about 10 days' time.
Oh right. Yeah.
And so I follow it for the views
Yes.
because the racing itself is a bit boring. And
Yeah.
so then I was practicing on.
Right. So
Yes.
Tony's just been getting into art recently. Now, is this? I suppose this is because of COVID lockdown and stuff
Yes,
like that.
it definitely is.
Yeah.
I put myself in lockdown before anybody else in the village.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I heard something on the Radio 4, I listen to Radio 4 a lot, especially in the middle of the night when I wake
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
And it mentioned then about this virus that was
Yes.
like a flu, it'll spread, they said.
Yeah.
And they talked about lockdown
Yeah.
and all the things you should do. So I immediately put myself in lockdown as
Yeah.
a high risk,
Yeah.
heart disease,
Yeah.
cancer, and so on. And best thing I did, because next thing I thought, well, my mother was into painting.
Yeah.
She was an artist, a very good
Oh, right.
artist.
Yeah.
She was the first student ever at the Royal Academy to get 100% for the theory of art.
Yeah.
But she had the flu, so she didn't go back and do the practical.
Oh,
In those
okay.
days, you had to do it all again.
Okay.
So she told me, she said I didn't have the heart to go back and then end up with 50% on my
Yeah.
theory. But she was very good. Now,
Yeah.
her first husband, not my father, her first husband was a famous London artist.
Yeah.
So it was in the blood.
Ah, yeah.
So I started practicing because I think, well, I've got to do the basics, as I mentioned to you about I thought I did some more.
Well, I just noticed, right, I'm going to interrupt here, right? I just noticed his T-shirt,
Yes, I know.
right? Silver, right?
Hans Gunnar and Churston, right? Bear in mind that he was worth over 64 million pounds when he retired at the same time as me in 1982, right?
82.
Yes, because I came here. And I
Let's
was
go back a bit.
Yeah.
Right. But I said, oh, sorry, yes. I said, I'm 62, but I'm fed up all the hassle and the bad debts and the excuses from shops and stuff. So I retired, and he retired at the same time. And he and his wife, who was also very wealthy, had 42 trotting horses.
Right.
And they used to race them in France and Canada.
Yeah.
And they had 13 companies.
Yeah.
Still comes here to visit me when they're in England.
Yeah.
Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah.
And we're the same age.
Yeah.
And I thought that is so nice. When he came here, I thought, well, I better not show these. Right, and this is like, say, 4 or 5 years after we retired, the first visit here. And he said, where's your silver gear?
Right,
Because
right.
I'm always in a tracksuit.
Yeah.
You'll correct me, I'm sure if I'm wrong, but Tony and I sort of got together business-wise, including him appearing on the television and everything.
Early days,
when you were the managing director of Silver.
Yes.
Yeah. Not far from
The
us.
factory and down here.
That's it. So not far up the road from us. Staines from that.
Yes, Staines,
Yeah.
yeah.
And I recall I suppose there was things like the geocaching on BBC World, and we went into 200 million homes, and there was a silver GPS because it was genuinely better than the other stuff, wasn't it?
It was.
Well as
not
GPS.
now, but it was.
No.
Because we weren't into the mapping in those days. You just didn't have the memory capacity to have the detailed mapping. You had your coordinates.
Yes.
And they're that long. And do you remember the guy from America who invented geocaching that had come on to me,
Yes.
gave me I won't use the word, but told me off for using grid references.
Oh, it should be that long.
Who do you think you are? Grid references. I said, yeah, but people can't afford the GPS
That's
in those
it.
days. They were 300 or 400 quid each.
Yeah.
And I said, we've got a grid system.
Yes.
And he didn't know. Anyway, he told me off.
That's it. The
said.
GPS hobby site, which you remember you said you got the URL for.
Yes.
And so it hasn't changed hardly at all for years. But it's got that guy who invented it.
That's it.
Yeah. Of course, got a picture of you saying how you all those words haven't changed, which is you introduced the hobby of letterboxing, wasn't it, to the army?
Dartmoor, yes.
Yeah. So
Similar.
were you serving at that time?
Yes.
Yeah. Because you said
Well, I think so. I retired in 1972 from the army. For the
right.
forces,
Yeah. Right. Okay. I think that's enough video for the moment, right?
Yeah.
And if any journalists want to interview you, I'm sure you'll come up with a suitable amount they've got to pay, right? And of course, all basically.
I've always done it for nothing.
And whatever. But the key thing is you want to know what they're going to broadcast before you do it.
Yeah.
Anyhow, that's just an idea.
Right.
But this one here is now on board in that. She is.
Yeah.
This
This is Christy all day.
Yeah, exactly.
She loves the walks, mine.
Yes.
And when I come back, and it could be just from the co-op, it could be from 100 miles away. But
Yeah.
when I come back, she's barking inside the back gate.
Yeah.
And I leave the back door open for her all day
Yeah.
with loads of water. And this one, she'll come round, look around the corner towards the back gate. There's my big girl, and she turns around and she jumps back and rushes in and lies on her bed in the kitchen. Yeah. So they can go in the other room if they want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll
Exactly.
show you my den before you go. You
Yeah.
just can't see
Yes.
what a mess it is.
So I can see
But
this
I know
little
where
video
everything
is
is.
Yes.
definitely something
Oh, well,
Tony, you're going to see soon.
That's more than Robin, because he's got his sort of electronic bits everywhere and
Yeah.
doesn't know where any of them
Oh,
are.
I got fishing bits and pieces, all the art materials. My other television, because I bought that one for Bonnie, because Bonnie loved the soaps, you see.
Yeah.
I couldn't stand them. So I told her, she knows I couldn't stand,
Yeah.
but she could watch whatever floated her boat.
Yeah.
So I got one for myself in there.
Right.
And I go onto YouTube a lot
Right.
with
Yeah.
the smartphone.
Right.
So-
Yeah.
Right. Okay. That's it. And this was his latest painting that he did. But, okay, that's a way to sign off. All right. Where's it say Tony?
I'd be definitely charging. Yeah.
Yes.
My art friend
Yeah.
up the road there.
Yeah.
My house cleaner said, "Is he gay?" I said, "As far as I know, no, I
Yeah.
don't think so." Oh, she said I could be No,
Oh, I think
he's
so.
not. He's straight to die.
Yeah.
He's married. He's divorced.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not that that makes any difference. But
Oh, I
no,
better be
he
careful
came
with this
back,
material.
He said, "I'll take a photograph." Came back with a painting.
Yeah.
Right, now he wasn't
Yeah.
happy with the first one
No.
on the left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
10 days
Yeah.
later, he came back with another one.
Yeah.
I
So-
said, I'll pay you. No.
It's the
he won't.
wildlife here, isn't it? This is a kingfisher, isn't it?
Kingfisher, yeah.
Lovely.
Yes.
Look at
Your bed.
that. Another one there.
Still trying to get the colours right. And my boys,
Hello.
Oh yes. Oh.
and that was
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
They had the same mum.
Yes.
And little Shay, he dominated Buddy.
Yeah.
He was an alpha dog.
Yeah.
And when I'd throw a ball in the river Towie,
Yeah.
right, big river, throw the ball, he'd start swimming for it.
Yeah.
But Shay would swim out there, take it from his mouth and bring it back.
Yeah.
Take it from him. So those are my boys.
Yeah.
I missed them like hell.
Oh, look at all the
Had to have him put to
painting
sleep when he was
materials.
8 because he had
Oh.
degenerative myoscopy, which is a nervous disease that
Yeah.
attacks the back legs at
Yeah.
the front, and you know
Oh.
they've got to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can't.
June and I have been planning our route before we decide exactly what we do, and the sun has started to come out, but we know it's going to still be heavy rain. We sorted that. We're not watching the news now. So what we've decided is, after meeting up with Tony Wale and Llandybie, we're going to go up. The next stop is Glenask Park, and then Cwmbran, which is where Ferranti moved to from Bracknell. We've still got friends like Peter and Carol Niblett, hope they're well still, and then is our long and boring trip back home. So that should be alright, shouldn't it?
Yeah.
We'll see what happens. We can contact people nearer the time, like wherever. June emailed me a walk recorded, and that was a couple of days ago, and right now she's putting on her makeup. Not that she needs any, of course. We packed up, ready to go, and run around. June can get into her navigator seat. This is the lovely park we stayed at, and we're off to meet Tony Wale in the village. Aberporth, I think. Is that right, my navigator? Aberporth we're going down to? No, I've got it wrong. It's
Llandybie.
Llandybie. No, got that wrong. That was the last place we went. Right, so I'll get into the driver's seat. Name of the game is making sure everything's safe. Right. So a good old paper map, and again we won't be using the sat nav, I don't think. Yeah, rearrange things here. Power stuff, spot tracker for anybody who wants to know where we are. Solar power for it. I think that's it. So ready to go.
Yeah. Just now. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, find your window. Oh, we'll do it. Yeah, absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
That's rolling. That's the lovely lake. Tony and Bonnie used to fish just over there. But it's a lovely place to come. Yeah, we're off, and it seems that all of June should be down with Tony as a stopping point in the next 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Down in the little village of Llandybie or something. So this is coming down this lovely backside of the top hill.
Oh, postman. Mr.
Am I going the
Posty.
right way?
Yep, Mr.
Oh, that's
Posty.
okay. So you got Mr. Postman. That makes life interesting. All right, mate. No rush. No rush. It's okay. Yeah, they've even got a post box. Right, there you go.
Yeah.
Are they civilised? Right.
pods.
That's it. This place is good to stay. And we're coming up, but we need to get the front entrance before we go right, do we?
Right, yes.
Yeah. Okay. So swing round here, you can pass the phone over.
Right, camping and fishing with the big fish.
Friend, it says.
Oh, there's one coming in.
Okay, right, okay. So let's stop filming now.
Yeah.
How long ago?
Probably about 3 years ago, we started off just in the gym running on the treadmill.
Yeah.
And outside on we go around Ascot Racecourse, the inside part where the vehicles
go. That's good. So it's not tarmac.
No, it's tarmac.
You
Yeah.
keep off the tarmac.
Yeah.
You'll have hip replacement needs
Yeah.
and knee problems.
Yeah.
You know, keep off the hard roads.
Yeah.
Because although you think, oh, but I've got trainers on, but the shock, in fact, in a heel that deep,
Yeah.
you get a bigger shock because you get a rebound,
Right.
and that goes up through the legs.
Yeah.
It's got to do, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's pure mechanics.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, do you run in trainers then?
Running shoes. Yeah.
Running shoes? Are they
No.
racing shoes or trainers?
Well, I suppose.
But there's a big difference.
Yeah.
The trainers have got thick heels,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, they're
So
not
you get-
that thick.
So you get these people with very thick heels.
No, they're not that thick.
Yeah, but they're not racers.
No.
No. But be aware that if you get more serious and become good, right, you go from running in trainers,
Yeah.
training in trainers,
Yeah.
doing all the miles, and then one day you think, oh, I'll get some lighter shoes, some racing shoes,
Yeah.
with heels half the height.
Right.
You know what happens next? Achilles tendon problems.
Oh, right.
Because your
Okay.
heel's dropping down
Yes.
now and it's not used to
Yeah.
that.
Right.
So
Yeah.
you should try to train and race in the similar thickness heel,
Yes. Yeah.
right? And
Yeah.
keep off the roads.
Right.
In the winter you have to go on the road,
Yeah.
but keep off the roads as
Right.
much as possible.
Yeah.
Shock through the legs,
Right.
right? And the other thing is, you can run too slow.
Yeah.
You see the people, don't you? They're going on the road, they're going for a training run
Yes.
with groups, and I
Yeah.
can illustrate it. Oh, no, I better not.
Yeah.
Well, better not, no.
They're going along, and their bodies are like this, aren't
Yeah.
they? But when you watch a runner who's experienced,
Yeah.
right, and a true athlete, right,
Yeah.
you think of Seb Coe and all the lads,
Yes.
they flow.
Yes, that's right.
They're gliding along.
Yeah.
But these people training and jogging and doing the 100 miles, they're hammering their joints.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, they're not going above race pace. So their hearts and lungs are used to running 100 miles a week.
Yeah.
Well, that's no pace to win a race
No.
with. So the art of getting faster is
Yeah.
to do what they call in German is Fahrtleck. It's
Right.
interval training.
Yes.
So you look at your lamppost
Yeah.
and you run above race pace, not too
Yes.
much above,
No.
above race pace to the next
Yes.
lamppost,
Yeah.
ease down,
Yeah.
then fast, then
Yeah.
slow, then fast. So your body, because you're going regularly above race pace,
Yeah.
your heart and lungs are getting used to a
Yeah.
faster pace.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's one tip.
Yeah.
I mean, there's quite a lot more to running than people
Yes.
realise.
No, our trainer, he gets us to do sort of shorter
Interval
distances.
training.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then longer ones
Yes.
other times.
And then another skill, if you start doing hilly courses, or if you did any cross country or park running,
Yeah.
and you tend to get some ups and downs, is to find a slope or a hill
Yeah.
which isn't too steep, it's good running speed
Yeah.
when you do one,
Yeah.
right? But you run up to the top of the hill, and of course you get to the top and you're panting
Yeah.
hard. Don't stop at the top of the hill.
No.
Keep going
Yeah.
and pick up your pace at the top of the hill and really
Yeah.
push your lungs as hard as you
Yeah.
can. And when you breathe in deep,
Yeah.
you go a bit deeper.
Yes.
Force yourself to go and expand your lungs.
Yeah.
It's the softest. I mean, when you get injured and you stop training, the biggest problem is the closing down of your lungs because
Yeah.
it's soft tissue.
Right.
So that's why when you start training again, you're panting like hell
Yes.
because your lungs aren't
Yeah.
used to it,
Yeah.
right? But so some interval training
Yeah.
on the hills,
Right.
and you jog down.
Yeah.
And in Borden in Hampshire, there's some sand hills in the military training areas,
Oh, right.
right? And they're quite steep sandy
Yes.
hills.
Yeah.
And you run up the sand hill,
Yeah.
and the lads would stop at the top. I say, don't stop at
Yeah.
the top. Get running along the
Yeah.
flat for about 15 metres.
Yeah. Yeah.
We'd say yards in those days.
Yeah.
50 yards, 75 yards, and then jog and really jog, just gentle down, because it's on sand, you could, it didn't matter about going up and down and so on. But there was a famous Australian runner, can't think of the name now, and a coach, Coot, I can't remember his name now, but the Australians at one time really did, before the Kenyans came along, they ran the sand dunes, up and down, up and down, up and down, so hard up, run off the top, jog back down. And they'd start with 10 and they just, again, you progress, you see, doing more and more. So that's it.
Right, that was it. Lovely clip that was. I really, well worth done. I wonder what I can sell that to.
You can start training soon.
Exactly.
But,
I just got the knowledge.
Have you ever heard of a guy called Kip Keino?
No, I
From
don't
the old
know.
days?
No.
Kenyan,
Yeah.
world famous athlete, world famous.
Yeah.
And he came over here, and the army team manager, because I ran for the army, and we used to run against Wales. We used to near Cardiff Arms Park. We used to go there, in the park around there, and we used to run against Scotland as well. We could beat them. We couldn't beat the England team. But Kip Keino, I was asked if I'd look after him. He was a famous international Olympic athlete, and we went for a training run around the Borden Woods and so on. I set up an orienteering course there.
One thing, Tony, I missed the bit at the beginning, which I think was quite significant, which is you actually saying years ago you were in charge of stuff and you were active, or not so much in charge of it, actually active doing it, weren't you? Because this is all based on knowledge of running.
Orienteering? Or
you mentioned the orienteering, but we were talking about running recently. You did a lot of running, didn't you?
Yes.
Yeah, so...
Well, I mean, within orienteering you're doing a lot of running, but I competed for the army against Wales and against Scotland cross-country. Also competed in the European Club Championships. Portsmouth, we were one of the top clubs in the world then. Then the Kenyans came along.
So how well did the army do against the navy?
Oh, we could beat them. There were two guys who were very good, and I couldn't beat them. One guy was very good. And he'd be out at sea for months and months, and he'd come back, and he used to go off to Paris and place bets at the famous horse race in Paris every year.
But
he was good, so he'd come off his boat, having been out at sea for 6 months, and whoop me. I wasn't happy about that at all. But
all right. And how well did the army do against the RAF? Or did they ever bother to run?
We never had a match against the RAF.
No.
We had one against the Metropolitan Police. I can remember that one.
Really? How did you do against?
Surbiton used to
beat them, I would imagine.
Oh yes, we used to beat them. I could get into all the teams, the Scottish and the Welsh teams. But there were 3 or 4 runners. Eventually, I used to be near the top, but there were 2 or 3 of them: Dave Gibson and John Reynolds from the Sappers, from the Royal Engineers.
Oh yes.
And they started beating me. And they're very good. They were good. But we had I can remember the Army Southern Command Championships at the stadium in Aldershot. And there I am in my shorts, a short ass of 5'4", and there's all these guys are 6'6". And I started running, it was then a 3-mile race. And I went off, and afterwards some guys told me, said, "That little guy, you'll never keep that up." And I went round and round and I won the race by about half a lap. The applause was fantastic. It was fantastic.
Exactly.
I enjoyed that.
Right.
It's always rewarding when you're not expecting to win and you know.
That's the end of that clip, but we've got lots of other things. That's
Well,
right,
you have a laugh
doggy.
at it when you
Absolutely. Yeah, lovely. Yeah.
Look at her, bless her. She's a real lapdog.
We're ready to leave Tony's at Llandybie, is it?
Yeah, something like that.
Come on, you try and say it.
Llandybie.
Llandybie. And we prepared another SD card to go in for today, so we don't lose it. So Robin's driving and June's navigating. So June, over to you.
Yeah, so we're here at Llandybie, and then we're going to head north, Llangylo, and then around the north edge of the Brecon Beacons, and then down here to Glenask Park.
There we go, brilliant. We'll probably put the sat nav on was it Google Maps you're using?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
but the main thing is, well, you may not even need that either. So we're off. And time to change to a different SD card in the camera for today.